would like to tell you the story of my 11-year-old daughter sharing this incredible download. Okay, so we were driving one day. This was actually a couple months ago. I just haven't shared it with you all. We were driving one day, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she said, "You know, Mom, we live in a hex." And I said, "What do you mean we live in a hex?" She said, "The entire world is a hex. And some of us are more deeply connected to the hex than other people." And she said that we each have a string. Some of us, most of us, have a string attached to our crown. She didn't say crown, but she said the top of our head. And a lot of people's strings are connected to the hex. And I said, "Oh, that's interesting. Tell me more." And she said, "Well, you know that guy who owns Amazon?" I said, "Jeff Bezos." She said, "Yeah, that guy." She said, "His string is huge. He is so connected to the hex." And I said, then she named like a couple of other like world leaders. I think she said Obama. I was like, "What about Obama? What about Biden?" She's like, "Oh, all of those leaders, all of their strings are huge, and they're connected to the hex." And I said, "Well, what is the hex?" And she said, "It's the way that we're being controlled." And I said, "That's interesting. What about the word hex?" She goes, "I don't know. That's just the way, that's just what it's called." So I looked up the word hex, and it's a hex is a curse. So the way I'm reading this is what she's saying. And then she goes on to say things about like people's strings. Oh, it gets deeper, it gets more rich. So, but before I do that, the way I'm reading it is like the string we have connected to the hex is kind of like a puppet string. And the bigger your string, the more of a puppet you are, which is interesting because you'd think that Jeff Bezos, according to Samantha, would have more freedom. But according to Samantha, he's more of a prisoner of the hex. He's deep into the hex. And I said, "Okay, what about my hex?" I was asking about my string. And she goes, "Your string is really, really thin because when you were little, you decided you didn't want to be a part of the hex. So you made your string really, really small." And I said, "Okay." And she goes, "Well, some people have a string, but their string isn't connected to the hex." And I said, "Well, where would it be connected?" And she said, "It's connected to their soul star." I love this because I started working a few months ago. My guide started taking me to my soul star. And I was like, "Oh, interesting." I said, "Does everyone have a soul star?" She said, "Everyone has a soul star, but some people's string is connected to the hex and it's not connected to their star." And I said, "Well, what about mine?" She goes, "Yours is kind of like half connected because your star is broken because you had so much trauma when you were little that your star got sad. So basically what I've been doing is I've been working on putting my star back together." And she went to name on a few of my friends that she felt like were connected to their star and not the hex. And she even says like she can see and she can read people like, "Oh, he has a big string. Oh, he's connected to a star. Oh, he's like he doesn't know where his star is." So the way I am taking all of this is she's tuning into the matrix. Whether you believe in that movie or not, this whole thing is an interesting arena we're in. It's an interesting arena. And so she is tuning in to the arena, the hex. And by connecting to your soul star, connecting to your star, taking your string and connecting it back to where it belongs, the way I'm reading that is that's freedom. That's freedom. So the question is, how big is your string? How connected are you to the hex? How much are you manipulated and led around by society, by people's judgments, by the media? And it's not good or bad or right or wrong, right? This is not a judgment. It's just like pure curiosity of like, what? And so my star is kind of broken. So I get to get curious about that, not being a victim about it, and heal it, and nourish my star. I don't want to be connected to the hex. Here's the thing, we're living in the hex. We're navigating and swimming through the hex, but I don't want to be controlled by it, manipulated, led by it, led around by it. So I choose very carefully about what I engage my energy with. So are you connected to your soul star? And if you're not, know that it's okay. And at any given time, you can reconnect back. That's what she said. She's like, "Oh, it's a choice." I was like, how do you get unconnected? She's like, you choose not to do it. You choose not to do it. You unplug. And I asked about my husband. She's like, yeah, because he loves tech, all tech. He works in tech. His string is like medium. His string is medium. And it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just where his string is. So where is your string today? Are you connected to the hex? Are you connected to your star? And if you're connected to the hex, do you want to get back to your soul star? And if you do, join me. I'm going to be healing mine. And let's reconnect to our soul stars and begin elevating the consciousness of this planet. Because this is what's needed right now. Star consciousness, soul consciousness. That's what's needed. That's what's happening. The awakening of the soul star. All right. Have an amazing, beautiful day. I'd love to hear your comments, what you think. My daughter is like, she calls herself the mystic bitch. She's like, I'm the mystic biatch. She's amazing. But I would love to hear your comments. You can comment below. And my name is Beth Osmer, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Have a beautiful day.